Good afternoon. I usually say good evening, Dolphin fans. Welcome to a lunchtime episode. Maybe we'll do this more often of the Fins Bandwagon with the birthday boy Finstanza, who couldn't think of anything better to do while he's taking a break from working today than to spend time with his pops on his birthday. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Pops, I miss you. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Junior. You've been gone a while.
No, it's
I
been
told you,
week.
don't go on vacation without taking me again.
I know. Where was I going on vacation? Into the cold weather of Montreal. Honestly, the bye week, I needed a bye week. That first stretch of five games was exhausting. I felt like it was week 17. It felt like it was at the end of a playoff disaster. That's what this season felt like. Honestly. But honestly, what more fun for me than to have a birthday, talk Dolphins, talk to all my friends here, have a good time, listen to the cat, watch you eat lunch. Well, I can't ask for anything more on my birthday. I can't.
It's a cracker. It's a cracker.
So how you been? It's been we haven't done shows in a little while. So how you been keeping for the last week and a half or so?
Well, shows for me, I enjoy doing them because I get to hang out with you guys and get to hang out with everybody, that watches. And I love the interaction. I mean, it's the same thing, like when I go out and people see my car and, the kids get all excited and then I give them stickers and, the whole Dolphins thing is just a fun thing for me. I couldn't do it for so many years, and now we have these shows that I'm doing with you and Bobby.
Yeah.
And it's just an extension of what I wanted as far as a Dolphins fan, and I love coming on with you guys. I miss it when we're not interacting, whether that be game day or otherwise. I like to be part of the crew,
There's nothing more fun. There's nothing more fun. Honestly, I'm wearing a t-shirt to say to a lot of people, remember when I asked for your opinion? It's a joke, but I want everyone's opinion when it comes to Dolphins because honestly, the one thing I've learned about this season is that everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a different mindset. But on the bandwagon, even though we might be a little harsh sometimes and a little straight with everything, in the end, we are Dolphin fans, and the one thing we're positive about is we don't jump off the Dolphins bandwagon.
Nope.
I just was on a business call because I'm still working today. I'm taking tomorrow off, rather have the long weekend. And the guy who I was meeting with didn't realize was a big Dolphins fan who lives in Jacksonville. And his background actually is a Miami Dolphins thing and his company name and everything like that. And we just started. We're going to get him on the show next week or maybe in 2 weeks. And just a fandom, and then you say what's going on with our Dolphins. That can become, you could talk for 3 hours about the Dolphins. It's just, there's so much to talk about. It's like a soap opera. So for us, think about it, where we were pre-COVID, and we would watch the games and we would just talk to our local people. But now to have this engagement every year to talking about the Dolphins and the season, that's what gives us the sense. Like it's mental therapy. This is whatever it is, no matter how good they are, no matter how bad they are, it can't get any worse. We've been suffering for so long. I have to remember this. The last time we won I'm 42, guys, today. I'm 42, which means my pops literally had me when he was a teenager. And all to say is that if you go back 24 years, that means I was 18 years old the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game. I was just turned legal in Canada. When the last time they won a playoff game, it wasn't even legal. Like that's how crazy it is. Give that perspective. I just became a person who could legally drink, legally do all this stuff in Canada because we're a little bit different than the States. The last time the Dolphins won a playoff game. So thank God we have this level of engagement to keep us somewhat sane.
You know what do you think happened to me, Junior? I freaking turned 16. I could have my first beer, and then I went out and met your mom.
Don't tell her that. What's up, Ender? Thank you so much for joining the show today. I appreciate it. Let's change that. I'm just kidding around. Honestly, I don't remember that. Anyways.
You're not supposed to.
So, Hank,
Yes, sir.
While we just talk about everything, FINSTANZA, I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. Let me ask you. The Dolphins are 2-3. Not exactly what you and I anticipated at the beginning of this season, but we're still in the mix because that's the AFC. The AFC is sticking around for the Miami Dolphins. So, how did it feel after that Patriots game to know that did you find it was a good time to have the bye, or did you find that it was we would have had the bye later, or do you feel like it was a good time to have the bye because these first 5 weeks literally has exhausted you to the point of this is a chance to do a little bit of a mid-year reset, even though it's early on?
To be totally honest with you, after the bye, Miami is going to have their full complement for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to wait an additional week, of course, for Tua. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
But as far as our team as a whole, after this bye, I'm excited. Yeah, the games are going to be harder. Well, you got to beat the best if you want to be the best. And Miami hasn't come out and done squat. You're right. But it was also, they've also been playing the last 4 games with backups. So, am I really sitting here dogging on them? No, I'm glad we got the 2 wins. I was really hoping we would get an additional win. I was hoping we would be at least 3 wins by now, but we weren't.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're going to be back to almost full complement. We're going to get back players that were missing at the beginning of the year. There's a lot that's about to change as far as for what's going on with the Dolphins. Now, 3 losses, that's not bad. We could still get in the playoffs with 6 losses.
Yeah. Or 7 losses even.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm not all that worried at this point in time. Now, are there some things to be concerned about? Yes, but they're the same things that we've been concerned about year after year. You know what I mean? Nothing has changed. We're still all concerned about the offensive line. Okay. Nothing changed.
No.
We are now concerned about our secondary a little bit compared to what we used to be because we used to have a solid secondary. Now that's walked out the door. So, I mean, at some point in time, you have to sit there and go, okay, well, are we eating grape nuts or are we eating Fruit Loops? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, as far as I go, I'm going to go on the sweet side. So I like the Dolphins. I'm happy with what they're doing. Yeah, there are some things that could change. Yes, there are some heads that could be hunted at this point in time of the season. But am I going that direction? No, I never go that direction. I might say that somebody needs to be fired. I might say that we need change. But it's not, obviously, regardless of what I say or do, the team's going to make their own choices. And unfortunately for Mr. Ross, he's got some big choices to come if the Miami Dolphins don't win a playoff game.
So, I agree. Okay, so let me give you some perspective there. And the fact that they're 2-3 to me is actually surprising in a good way because I don't think. Oh boy. Look who decided to take off his lunch break. The guy it's 11:10. He took an early lunch. Or actually, is this breakfast for people in Tennessee? Is he frozen? Is he frozen on his own network?
Yeah, he's froze.
Look at that. But we'll leave him there because it's a beautiful picture of him. Look at that beautiful pun.
There he is.
Hi, Bobby.
What's going on, fellas?
You got a
Happy
tie
birthday,
on?
FINSTANZA.
How are you, buddy?
Huh?
Thank you, brother, for joining. What'd you say?
For a minute, I thought you had a tie on the way your jacket was.
Yeah.
There we go.
They let you wear Dolphin stuff to work? They let you wear Dolphin stuff to work?
Today's tailgate. There you go. Look.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Today's tailgate Thursday here at work. So every Thursday this football season, they have barbecue. And so I was going to wear my Dolphins jersey today, but I said, no, it's a little too cold. I said, I'm going to put on my sweater. I actually bought this down in Miami when I was down there recently with my mother. And yeah, but I wanted to hop on here for a little while just to say hi to you guys. I missed you guys. Wish you a happy birthday, Finstanza, and tell Fish Tank that I've missed him, and I hope he's doing well.
So you came on to give me love?
Yeah.
Yeah, give you a little bit of love.
Yeah. Absolutely. With the King Trio over here, Curly, Larry, and Mo.
I know. Hey, you know what, though? We're going to have some fun when we get back home in Miami and we play a game. The three of us will have a little chat before the game, and I'll bring you a couple live shots again.
Appreciate it.
From the stadium. That way we can start it off and the three knuckleheads can do whatever the heck they want.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
No, I miss you, Bobby. Let me tell you, I was waiting to talk to you in person, and I just want to tell you my condolences, bro. And I know it's difficult to lose a parent, bro. I know how that is. Thank
you, man. I appreciate that. It's been hard, but it's a process. And, I wanted to get back to doing this because this is where Ralph loved me doing this. He was the one who got me to start doing it, start doing those. And, so, I want to continue doing this for him. And, I'm glad I got such a great support group surrounding me, not just, of course, my wife and my kids, but you guys. I mean, you guys have been amazing. And, just to be around you guys, it's a comfort, and to continue that because Fish Tank, I've told you this before I did these shows, my conversations would be with Ralph all the time. Anything went down, I'd call Ralph and we'd talk about everything, breaking news and all this, and games. And when I started doing the show, it was a little bittersweet, but I started focusing more doing on the channel, and he was cool because I talked to him after. But then now it's hard now because now I don't have that anymore, and it's sad. It's a tough thing to get through, and but thank God, what I had with him and what he had with us, and but I have you guys. So I'm looking forward to this Saturday for the first episode of Fin's Talk today after the bye. We had a couple weeks off, and I'm excited to be back on with you. We'll talk about how Miami could freaking save this season and get back to winning, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Well, I love you, Bobby. And, if you ever need, I tried not to bother you during your time. I just, sent you an email or a text, and I just tried to leave it at that. I wanted to talk with you face to face a little more, and tell you if you need anything, you ever need to bounce something, just call me up. You got my number. You can text me, whatever you need, man. I'm here for you. Because I know I'm the old guy in the crowd at times. It's all good.
No. You might be the oldest guy in the crowd, age-wise. In terms of actually acting like a kid, you are the youngest on this network by a country mile.
Am I?
By a country, not even close.
Hey, I come on here to exercise my demons and have a good time. So, you know what?
We forgive you.
I'm all in, so it doesn't matter to me.
We forgive you for it.
It's all good, man. Thank you,
should.
Hank, for the kind words, man. I appreciate you, and it means a lot to me. You guys mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you more than you know. And I know you're there if I needed you. I knew that, so thank you.
Right. You just know that I am. I wanted you to know, bro. I appreciate you knowing it.
Thank you.
And like I said, I'm the kind of guy, I give you your space. You know what I mean? I want you to have your space and deal with whatever you had to. And that's why I said, whenever you're ready, you just let me know and we'll make it happen.
Absolutely. No, and I appreciate that. And, I thank everybody else too. I mean, everybody, from Stanza and the OUS crew and the Caneswear crew, they continue to do shows. And when, that was really cool because I was busy. Obviously, guys, you guys know I was so busy with being down there and taking care of family stuff and being with my mom, and which was great, and just all that whatnot. But, just to sit at the end of the night, fish tank. I go to that hotel room and I sit down and I kind of like, you got to decompress because you just have so much. And also I'll go to YouTube and I see FTSN is live. I'm like, that's so freaking cool. That awesome team that was able to continue doing that. And, I really appreciate those guys and I appreciate you guys. And man, I'm just ready to get back into talking football and talking about how Chris Grier and McDaniel are eating their lunch. What was the title, Finstanza?
Oh, no. The title is that McD and Grier are being eaten for lunch. Yeah.
Eaten for lunch. I love it.
At lunchtime. At lunchtime, they're being eaten for lunch.
Well,
I'm going to have to go out and get a few drinks after this.
Have a cigarette. Got to go get a cigarette after this. If you're talking about the Jets getting Davante Adams, I'm not worried about that whatsoever. I have no concern about the New York Jets. I told you guys. I'm sure I've told both of you guys about how I felt about the Jets. Robert, it's a compulsive. That thing's gonna blow up, and it really did already. Saleh got fired, which was ridiculous.
I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was shocked. He hasn't had a quarterback the whole time he's been there.
And then you go, and what happens is they were actually me and Hank, and Evan would joke about it because how I feel, what I've said about Joe Douglas, the drafts that he's had have been very good. I mean, he was building a solid foundation there, minus the quarterback. And then what happens? The owner probably got involved. They go get Aaron Rodgers, and they let Aaron Rodgers hijack the team. He trades for all his friends. Now Garrett Wilson is like the fourth wide receiver there. They go and get Davante Adams, which Adams is a great receiver. There's no doubt about that. But he's not going to do anything to help that team. Now, Amari Cooper to Buffalo, Josh Allen's looking really good, and Amari Cooper is a solid addition. That's the one where I'm like, Hank, we talk about it, cause to pause. That one gives me some cause to pause.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Tyreek Hill has been trolling all day, saying, well, they have Davante Adams and Amari Cooper. Well, we have Jalen Ramsey. But so he's playing that game. Well, they can throw any wide receiver they want at them. We have Jalen Ramsey. That's always going to be the retort, right? So, yeah. But no, it's been I was telling Hank before you jumped on, I was about to say that this 2-3, based on how they were trending, they're lucky to be 2-3. And I'll actually take the 2-3 because the AFC outside of Baltimore and Kansas City and Houston, it's not like the people who are having positive records, whether you're Pittsburgh, there's controversy whether it should be Russell Wilson already starting on Sunday, even though Fields has played well. Buffalo Bills look good, but they haven't really beaten great teams yet this season. When they've had to face good teams, they sort of pull the Dolphins. So there's not a lot there. So it's kind of like if they win on Sunday, it actually sort of puts them back in the driver's seat because they could sort of refresh themselves. This bye couldn't have happened at a better time. I think they are playing coy by saying, Tua will be back this season. What kind of nonsense? We know he's going to be back for Arizona because if he's not back for Arizona, then something's up there because the fact that he's been able to get on planes, the fact that he's been able to be at practices, though he has to be back, right? For me, overall, you sort of saw a little bit in the New England game of what they should be doing to win football games now, which is run the football. Everyone who was talking at the beginning of the year that Devon Achane was the number one running back. I'm sorry, until Raheem Mostert, until someone tells me otherwise, Raheem Mostert is your best runner because he's your most experienced runner, and he actually opens up the play. He actually opens up the running, the pass for Jalen Wright and Devon Achane. You need that complement. If you notice, that's how they were doing well because Mostert was the one getting it going. If they start running the football, if they start doing the simple plays and keeping it simple, then things should be positive moving forward. My only concern and what I want to actually ask both of you guys is Mr. Word Salad had the audacity to say in his press conference on Monday that this season reminds him of the last two seasons. That the feeling he has this season reminds him of the previous. Wait, let me put premise here. 8-3, 9-3, winning football games, scoring 70 points a game, with dominating teams, no problem. This year, averaging 15 points a game, worst offense in football, no quarterback at the beginning of the year. What exactly is this guy smoking? And it ain't the bird feeder.
It ain't the bird feeder, because it doesn't make you hallucinate like that.
Is he lying to it? Is he in denial? Is he really in denial? Or is it really just coaches speak that he actually is playing it down, that he's actually saying this season reminds him of the last 2 seasons? What do you think when he said that?
Go ahead, Bobby.
I don't know. I think he's just trying to instill some confidence in his guys. Look, you just said it at the top of your rant there a little bit, was that even though they're 2-3, the way they've been playing, they're lucky to be at 2-3. And so you come out of the bye now, hopefully a little bit healthy, and bring back OBJ. Tyler Huntley in his first game did not look good, but again, he was only in the offense for 2 weeks. The second game, he looked more comfortable. The offense looked like it was built a little more around him to give him a little bit more freedom. Raheem Mostert and Jalen Wright with Alec Ingold looked better as runners, and it looked like McDaniel saw what was working and stuck with it and figured out ways to adjust it to keep it going. That was helpful, and that leaves some encouragement to be a little more enthusiastic for what's coming next. Look, anyone who right now you look at 2-3 and you go, oh, this is trash, season's trash, we're trash, blah, blah. Look, it's all fine. It's, we're not where we're supposed to be. We're not where we're expected to be. And obviously I think the Dolphins know that. And McDaniel's not going to come on and go, we suck. Guys, come on, this is all the – no, he's going to say all the goody two-shoe stuff. The truth is we're 2-3, but we're lucky to be there. And if Miami could figure out a way once, if it really doesn't matter, whenever he does come back, Tua comes back and what they think is all right in the world, everything should start to settle down. Something that Alex says on East 10th Street Boys, which is kind of true, is, we usually face these type of trials and tribulations, if you want to call them that, later in the season. We're facing them early. Hey, what if it's reverse of fortune? We face them now. Somebody said it the other day. I don't know, maybe, Evan, you might know this. Somebody wrote that a certain team, I'm trying to remember what team it was, started 2-5 and went to the playoffs and whatever. It's happened before, and I know obviously we got to stick to reality and hey, man.
Well, look at New Orleans, right? Look at New Orleans. New Orleans was started off bangers, scoring 50 points a game. Now they don't have Derek Carr. They're playing Spencer Rattler, and they were winning 27-24 against the Bucks, and then they dropped 27 on them in the second half and lost 51-27. And this is the team. Look at Cincinnati, can't figure it out. Baltimore, everyone wrote off Baltimore. They were 0-2. They stink. No one wants to touch Baltimore. Like, no one wants to touch Detroit. Oh my God, their first game they lost to Tampa. The first game they looked lost. Does anyone want to face the Lions right now?
No. But that's exactly true, and that's the point. Like, look, we know their team lost, or the team has not been looking good because of a lot of the flaws that we all on this channel and right here in this show right now, from Hank, you, and myself, have been pointing out all offseason. Whether it's offensive line, which again we can say, offensive line because of injuries. No, they chose this. They decided this was our offensive line. That's why I'm not going to argue against it. I'm not going to give them any everything sucks because the offensive line. No, you know what? They chose this, so it can't be used as an excuse. We know it sucks. They chose it that way. We knew a lot of these issues with this football team. We need a backup quarterback. Oh no, we're going to go with Skylar Thompson. Tua's not going to get hurt. He survived last year. He gets hurt. We go with Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson's regressed in 3 years. I talked about this on East 10th Street Boys. I said, that's – and Evan, you were in the comments, but I said that's kind of an indictment on McDaniel. Yeah. How do you regress in 3 seasons? You look better in your rookie year. That's a problem to me. So a lot of these issues that's come up with the Dolphins is stuff that we've pointed out. It does not take a rocket scientist to figure this out. But the thing is, teams have overcome these type of things in the past, and Miami has somehow, some way have gone 2-3 at the start of the season to go into the bye. Now you got Indy. So hopefully this is a game that it's not a gimme. It's not a gimme. I'm not saying it's a gimme whatsoever. Indy's not a gimme. But this should be a game that you have an opportunity to win, because Arizona's going to be a tougher test, and hopefully you might get your starting quarterback back. But you need to win this to go 3-3. Is it a high chance? Yes. But is there a good opportunity Miami could come out of this? And at the end of the season, we're going, holy crap, man, we came through. Yes, as well. It's the second half of the season. It's not the end of the world. I think we got a good season ahead, hopefully.
Yeah.
For me, they've gone a third of the way. Okay, we're a third of the way right now. We're not even halfway yet, in my opinion. Because what we play 5 games, we played
That's right.
5, so we still have we have 17 games. So we played 1/3, and for me, you can't judge a whole season by a third of the games, especially as bad as we've looked. As many people as you had out at the beginning of the season, everybody on injured reserve and this and that, like OBJ, and Phillips was questionable, and all these different things are coming into play now, and I think it's going to re-energize this team to an extent. Now, I'm not saying that if Tua gets in there, he's going to save the world. No, yeah. I'm not saying that. However, this team sure as heck does run a lot better with him in there than without him. And I've looked at some of the numbers, and I'm telling you, it's staggering. It's staggering. We're almost last without him and second to third with him. Yeah. So it is a big deal whether he's in there or not, to me. I mean, a lot of people take for granted his accuracy and some of the things he does, because he does make a couple bonehead plays here and there, but everybody does.
Yeah, I'm of the mindset with Tua that I'm convinced now that
Bobby, that's a long walk, bro. How far you got to go to get food?
He's preparing. No, he's preparing for the. He's doing preparing for the cancer challenge. He's preparing for the cancer challenge. He's doing this year.
I have a 15-minute break, so I am literally just walking around the building in multiple laps here, and
nice.
Yeah, so it's beautiful out, guys. I mean, my goodness, I was in Florida, and it was so humid and gross, and it was raining, and then here right now it's Fish Tank. It's 50 some odd degrees with sun and a nice light breeze. It's so nice right now. I love it.
It's foliage time. No, but what I was going to say is that
it was like 75. I was freezing the other day.
For me, I feel that Tua is his own is hurt the Dolphins. He's hurt his own team because he's consciously made poor decisions. So that's one thing, but at the same time, he's benefited McDaniel and this team as much as McDaniel gave him the confidence to grow. In terms of the actual people using the line, well, the performance of the Dolphins has been crap since last season, heading to last season. That's not strictly on the talent on the team. A lot of it is structure. A lot of it is game planning. A lot of it is the way that Chris Grier has put together this team with duct tape. At the same time, McDaniel realizing that you need to utilize your skill players in a different way. It doesn't necessarily have to always be Tyreek Hill or this or that, but we see that Raheem Mostert's a key guy. But if you look at other football teams, let's take the Philadelphia Eagles for a second. Look at Nick Sirianni this past week, literally heckling with his own fans when he beat the stinking Cleveland Browns.
That guy's a doofus.
By 4 points, okay? It's awful. But look, this is a team that was in the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Jalen Hurts looked like he'd fallen off a cliff. They have talent with Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Slay and everyone on the and Jalen Carter and everybody on that defense. Their defense can't stop a cold because who their defensive coordinator was. We might know him pretty well. Every time I see that soft zone defense, I go, "Oh, there's Vic Fangio for you sleeping in the booth up there." And Sirianni looks lost. So there's so much talent on that team, but you can't do anything with it. Look at the Cowboys. Jerry Jones. You have Dak Prescott, the highest paid quarterback. CeeDee Lamb, one of the highest paid wide receivers. Micah Parsons, Dexter Lawrence. They can't do anything. The New York Jets. They have Garrett Wilson. A lot of it has to do with structure and foundation. Just because the players are great, if you don't put them in a position to succeed and maximize their talent, forget about it. Yes, there are some people who can overcome it, like a Josh Allen and a Patrick Mahomes when he doesn't have the talent. But when your quarterback is not that kind of a level, you need to complement it. The reason why the Chargers have a winning record is because John Harbaugh is not a moron. What he did, Jim Harbaugh, sorry, he got J.K. Dobbins and he got Joe Alt and said, I'm not going to force Justin Herbert to throw the football. I'm going to go get a good running back and I'm going to get a staunch left tackle and I'm going to beef up my offensive line. And that's how I'm going to balance out football games, because I don't care how I win. It's the same thing in hockey where you play trap. Just because you don't care if you win those games 2-1 as long as you win those games. If you look back last year, the Panthers, Bobby, at one point they couldn't score. They had in the final game, the only reason they beat the Oilers is because they trapped McDavid and Draisaitl. They didn't win by scoring goals. They won by playing amazing defense and sort of running the ball. That's what the Dolphins have to be doing here. Mike McDaniel has to realize that to win in this league, you might have to win 17-14, 20-17, 20. You don't have to score 35 points, but you have to do it in a very intelligent way. He's not doing it in a very intelligent way. So for me, this Dolphins team season, remember how we said the last game was a critical game? This is even more critical, because if they go 2-4, that gives them another perspective that you took the bye week off. You had the bye week off to replan, give Tyler Huntley an opportunity to learn the playbook even more. You're getting your guys healthier. But my concern for both of you, Phillip out, Ogba has a biceps injury. There's concerns. 2 questions for you on the bye week. Are you surprised they haven't signed another edge rusher? 1, 2. How the heck does Danny Crossman still have a job? Like, if he wasn't going to get fired this bye week, when is this guy going to get fired? Because the punting, the field goals, the special teams, the snapping, like, they didn't do anything. They literally had 2 weeks off, and they didn't do anything to change their roster. They are comfortable with the roster that they have, and they have cap space. So tell me, Bobby and Hank, what the heck are the Dolphins doing over these last week and a half to make this team better?
You know, I thought Phillips was coming back after the bye.
Really?
Guess not, huh?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, of course, it sucks. You want everything to work. You want everything to go our way, but it's not. And that's where perseverance and professionalism and the grit and those things, this team needs to turn it around after this bye. They know where they're at. They're in a little bit of a hole, but they're not so deep that they can't climb out. And being we're still in that kind of a position, yeah, you're right with special teams coach. Somebody's been sucking it up, and it hasn't been special teams. They've been stinking it up. So I'd agree with you on that point.
And what about the fact that you feel like, Bobby, go ahead, but I'll sort of add to it that, so even though you're not concerned about them, adding a weapon in Devontae Adams, adding a weapon in Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
You're 2 people you're competing with in the division, because forget about New England. Why aren't the Dolphins? Because for me right now, I'm actually less concerned about the offensive prowess, because you're going to get Tua back. You have Raheem Mostert back. Teron Armstead's there. I believe it's the game plan that's wrong on the offense because of the quarterback development and the backup. You don't need to go get somebody else at this point, because Tyler Huntley's been there for a couple of weeks. But on the defense, they actually have been playing somewhat decently, and now they're banged up more in the fact that Poyer's not great right now. Holland probably have a club on his hand. No Jalen Phillips, potentially Ogba. So you could potentially be playing a game on Sunday with Quentin Bell, Chop Robinson, and Mo Kamara as your edge rushers. 3 guys who were not on the team last year. So tell me, are you frustrated about the fact that they at least didn't go, even if he's not a scheme fit, in Hassan Reddick, or who now has Drew Rosenhaus, or the fact that today they Jamal Adams, Tennessee letting him seek a trade or letting him go. Like, why aren't they doing something to go pick up someone just to beef up the defense even further?
Well, because they're smarter than all of us.
They think they're smarter than us.
And yeah, but no, the truth is, again, they put a lot of money, even though they got capped, they got a lot of money on this football team, and they put a lot into it in just one or two, main players. It's not like they spread the wealth and they go, okay, 10 million here, 10 million here. No, they're like, I'm going to give you 50 million. I'm going to give this guy 50 million, and everyone else gets 2 or 3 million. And what happens is when those two $50 million players get injured, then you're like, oh, damn, dude, now we got to try to figure out if this guy that we gave for $5 million, who should not be starting, we're going to give him starters minutes. Look, of course, if Miami went out today and made a move for someone, let's say, I don't know about Hassan Whittick with the Jets. Because,
Jamal Adams?
Well, Jamal Adams, yeah, okay, that's a free agent signing. I don't know how much he's going to want. He wants to be on a contender. Max Crosby is a guy, obviously, I know a lot of people are putting his name out there, which, again, I'm not going to get mad at a Max Crosby. That dude is an elite talent. However, you finally have draft capital. Your team, more than likely, even though we're saying, hey, there's still an opportunity to make a run here and have a shot at the playoffs potentially. If everything in a perfect world, you're 2-3 on the season. Let's say Tua does come back, and let's not pretend that Tua and the Dolphins offense was doing great before he left. They barely beat Jacksonville. They haven't got over 20 points. They were getting decimated by Buffalo. Let's say Miami might say, you know what, let's see what I would rather Miami say, let's see what we have and how we do with what we have. Let Tua come back. Let this offense come through. Let's give our rookies an opportunity on defense, the guys like Chop and Mo, and let's see how this season plays out. Because let's say, Evan and Hank, that Miami says, you know what, we're going to go get Max Crosby. That's an awesome get, right? Max Crosby's an elite edge rusher in this league, one of the best, if not the best. You go get him. You're losing your first, second-round pick, possibly a first round next year. You lose out the season. Let's say Miami will only win 6-7 games. You just lost out your first round pick. You could get yourself a quality player. Let's say Tua comes back and he gets hurt again. And now Miami has to say, you know what? Now we're done. If you traded that first round pick for Max Crosby or Hassan Reddick or whatever, you can't really go out and go get someone else. I think Miami's saying, you know what? Let's hold on to our cards. Let's see what we got with the guys that we got. See how far we go and let it go. And I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Hank, you know this. If they got Max Crosby tomorrow, I'm going to be happy because of the type of player he is. But again, you're losing out on draft capital for a potentially team that, even though we have hope that might be a chance to go to the playoffs, if they don't do it and you traded that draft pick, you're going to look very bad. And I would rather Miami keep that pick in case, Miami could use that pick to move up or to hold on to if it's an early pick. Or if we, God willing, we get a new general manager, he has a quality pick to make his whoever he wants to grab at that point. So I would rather hold on to those guys. Hey, Evan, I know, when you see the rest of the AFC East making moves, Jamal Adams makes sense just because it's a free agent signing. You have cap room. You could do it. And you know what? I think isn't Poyer injured right now? So
Poyer has a calf injury, I think. Yeah.
So it would make sense to go ahead and bring in someone like that if you could, just because of free agency. But trade-wise, I wouldn't go do it right now. I would not give up the draft capital. I would hold on to it. I'll wait for Fish Tank to pop back in, and then I'll hop off myself because I got to get back to the office. But I appreciate you guys. I'm so happy to get to see you guys and hang with both of you for a little while. Fish Tank, I will see you Saturday at noon Eastern for a brand new episode of Fins Talk Today.
Woohoo!
FinStanza, I'll see you on Sunday. I appreciate you guys. Everyone watching, thank you for tuning in, at least on my part. They're sticking around. It's FinStanza's birthday. Wish FinStanza a happy birthday, but also like, subscribe, and most importantly, Fins up. Appreciate you, fellas.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate you. So, Hank.
Yes, sir.
I'll fix this again. 1 second. Let's go back.
Fix my camera again.
So, Hank.
Yes, sir.
Let me
I
ask
didn't
you
do
something.
it.
Do what?
Whatever it was.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You didn't do nothing. So overall,
not yet.
Overall, I know you're going to be talking about it on Saturday. Are you happy that they are getting another game on the road, or would you have preferred them to have a game at home coming out of the bye?
They need this game on the road. They need this game. They need to come off this bye and really see what they have. Now, are the Colts a huge measuring stick? No. But you know what? it is a measuring stick whether or not our offense is going to wake up or not. And we need to see a lot more, obviously, from our offense. And if our defense plans on staying in games, the offense better start doing a lot more.
Yeah. And they're playing Anthony Richardson, not Joe Flacco, who seems to be playing well lately, even though I think for people like that might be good for Chop Robinson, and because he doesn't set the edge that well. So if he's going outside the pocket, it might actually work a little bit better for them. They're going against a young quarterback, which could be interesting for us. However, we have struggled against young quarterbacks like Will Levis, who doesn't seem to, do you know they showed a stat that Will Levis, just a side note, has his stats in terms of completion attempts and completion yards is almost equal to the rushing attempts and the rushing yards of Derrick Henry. If you line up literally Derrick Henry's rushing attempts and rushing yards, it equates to this guy's passing attempts and passing yards. That's just hilarious. And then,
wow.
And this is a guy who beat us 30-12. Yeah, actually, he got injured in the first series, but that's how bad he is. And somehow we lose to the Titans. So anyway, so for me right now, who concerns you more right now?
Who concerns me more
right now? Does McDaniel concern you more in terms of his coaching, or does Grier concern you more in terms of his player procurement? Like right now at this 2-3 season, is it more
you can
on
do
Grier
something
or is it
about
more
one
on
of them?
McDaniel?
You can do something about one of them, but you can't do something about the other. What are you going to do about Grier at this point in time? There really isn't much you could do. You could fire him.
Yeah.
But as far as play calling goes, I mean, that's hurting us the most right now.
Yeah. But let me ask you, do you
get your butt out of my face?
Do you think that Tyler Huntley can get us to a game where we can score 24, 27 points?
Yes.
Yes. You think it will be this weekend?
I think so, yes. Tyler Huntley, his first game, he hadn't even been in the Dolphins facility for a week.
Yeah.
Hadn't even been there for a week. So then a week and a half, he plays another game, and you expect him to be much better. I don't know how much better people expected him to be, but I didn't expect a lot those 2 games. Now, this game, he should be ready. So can I see him scoring 21-27? Absolutely. I can even see him scoring 30-something. Just because of the talent we have on this team. I don't hold this offense back at all. I think when this offense starts clicking, and it's going to happen this year, and when they start clicking, we're going to see a whole different team. Hopefully special teams don't stick us right in the rear end, though.
For sure.
You know?
I
mean, we can play great on offense and defense, and then have special teams is...
And our penalties. And the penalties have been absolutely inexcusable.
Yeah.
The penalties have been absolutely inexcusable at this point. Like
I was going to talk about that on your show, on our show, or
you will. We won't talk about it now. But that's the one thing. That's discipline. That's coaching. I don't put that only on the players. I put that on coaching and strategy, because very often these penalties have nothing to do with it. Like if Julian Hill was grabbing onto a jersey to try to give room to someone to run the ball, but very often these penalties are happening completely on the other side of the play, and it doesn't make sense why they took those penalties to begin with. For me, this offense is just a play call game away. Like I'll put it this way, I have faith because they can reassess and look back at the film of the first 5 games to see what they can do to improve and get Jalen Waddle. And like you saw the glimpses of Jonnu Smith, and you saw glimpses, and you saw Raheem Mostert, and you saw Jalen Wright, and you're going to see Devon Achane. If we wouldn't have had the bye, this past week, I think we would have. I think the game against Indianapolis would have been everyone's giving that a loss. Just because 15 points against New England, you almost lost to New England. But the fact that they have a chance to go back home, go on a little bit of vacation, get reassessed, start the season again. It's not load management time. They've been practicing since Monday. I think it's going to make a significant difference on how they play. Because if they come out in the first half and they score 7 points, then what exactly then what are you basically saying, that without Tua, you can literally do nothing when you're paying your 2 wide receivers $60 million? You're telling me any quarter, if Sam Darnold can do it, Sam Darnold has been on 4 or 5 teams since the Jets. If Joe Flacco can do it as a statue, if Jameis, anyone, if any of these quarterbacks can come in, Mason Rudolph did it to you in your barn. If other people can come in and do it and distribute the football, that's what a quarterback needs to do. If they're not a superstar, is to distribute the football, let your playmakers make their plays. If you can't do that after 3 full in your third start, then that's on the coach. I will not put that on Tyler Huntley. This has to be Mike McDaniel's best coach game of the season. Not even close. He has to run this football game.
I would say the coaching and the offensive line, because, Tyler Huntley was running around an awful lot for his life back there.
But they were able to run downfield. They were able to. Mostert able to move the ball. If Mostert is your first, on every first down, I would give Mostert the football. Because he gets you those chunk yards. He gets you those 6 or 7 yards right down the middle. If you get those yards, then you're comfortable. Until the run game stops you, and they're able to stop that run the football, because the more you run the football, the less likely they're going to realize you're going to throw the football. And if you don't have a play, find one of your tight ends and make it a simple play, because you want to know what? That's what they did last game. If they wouldn't have had Jonnu Smith on that field, they wouldn't have won that football game. Your tight end, if you look at the game against Baltimore last week, the Bengals game, the reason why they won that football game was the way they've been able to win football games is Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. Those are people. Why Travis Kelce is there. Dallas Goedert. All these great teams. Sam Laporta in Detroit. If you don't have a tight end you utilize 5 or 6 receptions a game, then those are security blankets for your quarterbacks. You have to use them.
Yeah, I agree.
So, anyways, I know we don't love to do long shows. I just want to do a lunch show to really. Is there anything you truly want to get off your chest or focus on before we just say thank you to everyone for joining me on my birthday? I appreciate it.
Well, I want to say happy birthday to you again, Junior.
Thank you, Father.
However, I have some exciting news.
Sure.
I got a 1-of-1 autographed Jalen Wright football card.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So basically, he has to. You need him. So you basically want him to become our number 1 running back in the next 2 or 3 years. No more Devon Achane. It's all about Jalen Wright.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, he's not doing bad either, though. He does all right when he's in there, but you're not expecting him to be the lead back. I just thought it was cool that I got one of his cards because they said Jalen Wright, and I'm like, Jalen Wright? That's one of our guys. Wait a minute. Because I had gone after other teams, and so when I got Jalen Wright, I was really surprised.
Very, very cool. Where have you been venturing off to get buy all these cards? You're buying them online, or you're going?
I buy them online. I do that in comics now. That's what I collect. I collect comics and football cards.
Good for you. Good for you. No, it's a nice hobby. I used to do that a lot when I was a kid, but now I have my money's being spent on my children. So
yeah, I've already done that.
I know you don't have to do that anymore. Every day they want something. Every day they want something. Like even tonight I surprised them, and we're going to go for dinner or whatever. But then I'm taking them. They've never been to a professional in Montreal, which is the hockey team is the most historical hockey team in hockey. They've never been to an actual professional hockey game in that sense. And I surprised them this morning on my birthday, and I'm taking them to the hockey game. So that will be fun for them. It's a new experience. They've been to an NFL game, but they haven't been to an NHL game. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, and they'll have fun with that.
Right on. You guys are going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But no, honestly, sports is here. Hockey season has started for my son. I'm coaching him in that. I have the Dolphins to look forward to this Sunday. Things are busy. As long as you're keeping busy, you're keeping healthy, you're keeping active. And I could, in my 42nd year, to be able to be doing this at lunchtime versus just sitting here doing nothing you can't ask for anything more. And hopefully the Dolphins give me a birthday present this weekend and go to 500 and see that they're growing as a football team and that they've adapted to the fact that they have to play differently when Tua is not there, even when Tua is there, and be better. And that's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully this is not an aberration, and hopefully we start to see growth from this football team. Yes, I'm disappointed on how they handled the bye, but you want to know what? Somebody once said to me that we don't know. We're not the professionals. We're the fans. No one can tell us how to fan. We're allowed to have our opinions. But in the end, they're the professionals. And in the end, owners can do what they want. So in the end, as long as we love our football team, hopefully one day they'll give us some happiness. That's all that matters.
Wow. Junior, do you remember what I did when I was 42?
What did you do?
I was forced to retire.
Look, you were forced to. So you haven't worked since you were 42. So is it telling me I have to retire today?
I was forced to retire. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
I think I'm going to be dying. People are convinced I'll be sitting in this chair the day I die because I'm a workaholic. I can't stop working.
You know, the company fired me. I mean, what do you want me to do? I mean, you know, the military said you can't go where we want you to, so we're firing you. So I got fired.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get hurt in the military. They get rid of you.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
right.
That's what I did when I was 42. I got my papers saying I was being put out to pasture.
Yeah.
No, I have worked since then, Junior. I just haven't done a whole bunch since then.
I get it. Trust me, I'm always working, and like even when I'm off, I'm working. Like I'm a workaholic, and it's not healthy. Like honestly, there has to be a balance sometimes.
Oh, I used to go home and listen to Morse code on the computer and type Morse code and to keep fresh on it. And,
Enjoy your life now. Enjoy your life now. Enjoy your life now.
That I was to the Coast Guard, though, man. I just wanted to be the best.
Yeah. And
I used to come home and just read for hours. Oh, so I understand what you're going through.
I get it. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Hope you get to watch the show a little bit later. We just want to have a lunchtime episode since Fin's Talk today will be happening Saturday, and I'm not available tomorrow or tonight. So I just wanted to take a moment to spend time with my pops, part of my birthday enjoyment. I needed it. It's a good refresh. It's good therapy, not to work for an hour. It's like, because sometimes you just work at your desk or you don't get up from your desk to do stuff. So talk Dolphins, Bobby coming on. I really appreciate it. I kind of asked for more just to have this therapy. It's really, really important.
Yeah, I mean, this is your birthday celebration. This is the beginning of your birthday celebration. It sounds like you're going to have a fabulous night there.
Yeah, I'm going to have a good time. The kids, as long as the kids don't drive me crazy, and the only problem is it's going to end up costing me because they're going to go into the building, they're going to go to the boutique there, and they're going to say, "I want that, I want that, I want that, I want this." That's what.
And you're going to go, okay.
I went to Bobby, Hank. I went to the preseason game. I dropped $300 in the freaking store. I got like, what the heck? But also, I sort of blame myself because I'm a Dolphin. I can't say no to Dolphin stuff. Like honestly, like, and then you have stuff also.
And then when you see it, you go, "Wow, that is pretty cool." Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Exactly. It's more for my enjoyment than for theirs, right? I look hey, because I wanted to say, look at my cool dad. Look what he bought me. Anyways, do you have any special plans for the rest of your day?
Yeah, I got a couple friends I need to talk to. There's a couple cards that I'm selling, and I should get some more cards in today. So I'm doing a little bit of cards today, and then I'm going to go out for a nice cruise.
Enjoy. A dinner cruise?
No. A Corvette cruise.
How does that work?
I jump in the car, I put the top down, and I go riding around.
Oh, there we go. Enjoy. I don't blame you. Enjoy. Honestly, my new car has a sunroof, and even when it was freezing this morning, it literally was 40 degrees here. Top was like, I pushed the sunroof as far as I could push it. I need the air.
You know what's funny with my car though? It has that big. It's almost like half the car pops up in the back to put the roof in.
Yeah.
So when it pops up and it shows all those Miami logos, people start pulling out their cameras from behind me. I see them do it all the time and taking pictures.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Anyways, I appreciate everybody. You'll see me again on Sunday on the pregame show with Bobby, and then on Saturday, don't forget to check out. I'll be in the comments for sure on Fin's Talk today to have my pops and my brother on back together again after a couple weeks hiatus. Obviously, understanding. But no, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to support the channel. We really appreciate everything. I hope you guys continue to support our network every day. We wouldn't be here without you. So Hank, Pops, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Fins up.
Fins up, everybody.